I just want to share this testimony before I go to bed. So, and my phone's on 6%, so I kind of have to be fast. So, in 2017, I had a baby, and I gave him up for adoption, right? If you don't know, now you know. I gave him up for adoption because I didn't want him to have the life that I had. And I gave him away to a beautiful family. Well, after that, I was still heartbroken because I wanted love. Like, I wanted to be in a relationship with somebody and just have love, because I thought that would be what would heal me from all of my trauma. And I thought that would be what I needed for everything. And I just thought that's what I had been missing my whole life, is somebody to be in a relationship with. So, with that being said, after having a baby and giving it away for adoption, I decided, okay, I was either going to try to be with black dudes, or I was going to be with women. And so guess what came first? A woman. And like, the reason why I say black dudes or women is because I had tried like every race, and I thought that it was a race thing, and that's why I couldn't find love. But it wasn't that. It was just because, like, you need Jesus. But anyways, so I decided to be with a woman, right? And this was like in the end of 2017, the beginning of 2018. And then in 2019, we had gotten married. Well, we were together all the way until 2023. So the whole time, like, I was being abused and used. So the first month that we were together, she actually attacked me, and she was choking me, and her sister had came down the stairs, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, she attacked me because she wanted chicken nuggets. She was drunk and she wanted chicken nuggets, and I was telling her, like, anyways, it doesn't matter what was going on. But I was being abused, and I thought, like, every time whenever it would happen, when I would get abused, I thought, like, okay, it's gonna stop finally. And, like, it would stop for like a little while, and then it would, boom, happen again. And I would lie to people, and like one time my nose was like gushing blood, and I got a cracked rib. Not cracked, it was fractured. It got fractured. She almost broke my hand. Like, I couldn't even work. I remember I was recording when she almost broke my hand, and I was recording, and I was going to get it on camera, and she took my phone, chunked it, and it was still recording, and all you could hear was her grab me, and then I just started screaming, and oh man, it was like, just remembering it, like, there was a lot of stuff that happened to me, and I would just, like, I would put on makeup, and I would be like so sad all the time. And I just remember, like, always wanting to get out of the relationship, but I couldn't get out of the relationship because I was like, I was stuck. Because I was like, I'm never going to find anyone that loves me. And, like, I remember I liked the fact that she didn't have a job, and that she was, like, always around me. And then I liked the fact that somebody needed me, right? But I was ignoring all of the parts that were really bad, because of most of the time we'd be high or drunk, and so it would just be like, okay, those times just go by fast, and you don't remember them if you get high or you get drunk. And so I just kept going through it. And I would get cheated on, and I would find other women's things in my house and in my car, and I would let this girl take my car, and I would let things happen to me because I didn't value myself, because I wanted love, because I was desperate for that feeling of someone always being there and not being alone, because I was desperate to not be alone, because I just didn't want to be alone, because it's sad when you're alone. But one day, I remember the last day that we were together, not the last day, but okay, because there was another time. Okay, wait. So whenever the initial day of our last breakup, I remember I woke up and she was already awake, and she said, "Good, now you're awake, you can go and cook breakfast for me." And then I was like, yeah. And then I got up, and then I went outside. I went straight outside, and then I came back in, and then I was like, actually, you can start respecting me, and you can cook for me, or you can get out. And then that's when she packed a bag, and then she left. And she was gone for 2 days, and I was calling her, and I was like begging for her to come back. She didn't come back. Well, the third day, I was like, I don't need her. And then she actually was trying to come back, and I wouldn't let her come in. She broke the trailer door, the trailer windows, just trying to get in, and it was crazy. And you could just hear the manipulation in her voice, and she was like, at first she was like banging and yelling, and like it was demonic. Then all of a sudden it like switched to like laughing and sweet, and it was scary. And so then it was like months gone by. We hadn't spoke to each other, nothing. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we started talking. We met up at a bar, and then we went home together. And I just remember like all of the hoeing I was doing prior to those being alone moments of those months. And I was having fun, what I thought was fun. And I remember I was with her, and it was September, because we had broken up in February, and it was September, and we were together. And I just remember laying there, and I was like, no, I cannot go back to this. I do not want to do this again. I escaped. I don't want to do this. And then I just made the decision, because she wanted to have sex with me, and I was like, okay, and I was trying it again, and I was like, it just is gross. Like, I can't do it anymore, because it's like the fact of, not only is it sin, but at that time in my life, I didn't know it was sin, but all I was thinking at that time was how disgusting I felt because of how many people I had already been with since that person, and how many people she had already been with since me. And it was just disgusting, and I couldn't do it. And so then I was like, this isn't gonna work. And I left. And when God pulls you out of something, do not go back. If you are pulled out of a trap, do not go back. If you're with somebody who is beating on you and abusing you and telling you, hey, I want you to buy meth so I won't leave you. Do not go back to old things for other people. Do not risk it all for somebody else. Don't let somebody else drag you to hell just because they're already going. But yeah, if you're in an abusive relationship, get out of it. If you're in something that's not holy, get out of it. Because it's hard to get out of abusive relationships. It's hard. And sometimes people, when they get out of it, they go back. Because I remember the whole time that we were together, the amount of times that I went back and went back and went back and went back every single time because I didn't want to be alone. And there's people who just cannot be alone, and they always have to have someone on the phone or by their side. Now I can be alone and be at peace because I have Jesus. Because I have peace because of Jesus. So, yeah. Peace out, Girl Scouts.